Oh, let me just go here. Perfect. And bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam, chiri biri biri bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat 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 Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat 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 Shalom, Shabbat 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 Shalom, Shabbat 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 Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat 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 Shalom, bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam, chiri biri biri bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam. Maya Fer Hayom. What makes this day so beautiful? Shabbat Shalom, the peace of Shabbat. Maya Fer Hayom, Maya Fer Hayom, Maya Fer Hayom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom umevorach, and may you be blessed. Shabbat Shalom umevorach, Shabbat Shalom umevorach, Shabbat Shalom umevorach, Shabbat Shalom. Chazak, chazak, v'nitchazek. Chazak, chazak, v'nitchazek. Be strong, and we will be strengthened. Chazak, chazak, v'nitchazek. Candles burn in the window every Friday night. Listen close and look within. Be part of our light. We're singing together joyfully, passing love along. Shabbat keeps our family week by week growing strong. Chazak, chazak, v'nitchazek. Chazak, chazak, v'nitchazek. Be strong, and we will be strengthened. Chazak, chazak, v'nitchazek. Chazak, chazak, v'nitchazek.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. It is such a pleasure to be with all of you every Shabbat. And this Shabbat, of course, is a really, really special one, because this Shabbat, we have the pleasure of honoring our educator, Randi Sher, who in her short time in our temple has brought so much good and so much light and so much Torah. Tonight, we are going to have the lighting of candles, and I want to invite Marla Schwartz to light them on behalf of the Board of Ed and our temple leadership for all of us.
Thank you. It's such an honor to be able to do this, in fact, on behalf of the Board of Education and with a special tribute to Randi. Really appreciate that. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu l'hadlik ner shel Shabbat. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with your commandments and has commanded us to kindle the Sabbath light.
Thank you so much. And now we continue with our blessing over our grape juice or our wine, sanctifying this holy day.
Elon, we can't hear you.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ahav ratzon hinchilanu zikaron lemase v'reishit כי הוא יום תחילה למקראי קודש, זכר ליציאת מצרים. כי בנו בחרת, ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים, ושבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת. אמן. לחיים.
L'chaim.
We continue in welcoming the Shabbat bride and wishing the Shabbat bride and each other Shabbat Shalom. Lecha dodi likrat kala pene Shabbat nekabla Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom umevorach. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom umevorach.
As we have welcomed in Shabbat, so too may we welcome in one another. And I invite you to just pick someone, anyone from the temple, and just send them a message of Shabbat Shalom, a message of welcome here in the community. And as we're doing that, I'm going to tell you a short story. It's a story about a little fish. You see, one day a fish was swimming close to the shore. Water is the most important thing in the world, he heard someone say. Without water, there can be no life. I wonder where the water is, thought the little fish. He began to swim around looking for the water. He looked up, he looked down, he looked all over the place, and he couldn't find the water anywhere. Where is the water? He called out to another fish swimming by, but the fish didn't know either. Where is the water? He asked his parents, but the fish did not know either. The little fish went deeper and deeper into the ocean, and there he met a wise old fish. Did you ever hear of water? He asked. Sure, said the wise old fish. You can't live without it. That's right, said the little fish, but where is it? The old fish blinked. It's all about you. He said, it's under you, and it's over you, and it's in you, and it's around you. The little fish laughed and swam away. And perhaps he's still swimming around asking, where is water? Where is water? Indeed, like this water in the story, God's presence, spirituality is all around us all the time. And we turn to the prayer, the Baruch Hu, our call to worship, making ourselves aware of the presence of God as this fish was trying to make himself aware of the presence of water. Let's call ourselves and one another to worship.
Yalla lie lie lie, 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 yalla lie lie lie. Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam va'ed. Le'olam va'ed. Yalla lai lai lai, 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 yalla lai lai lai. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim v'chochma poteach she'arim. God of creation, who makes the evening fall from light into darkness with the setting of the sun. You unfold the heavens with brilliant moon and stars and wrap our souls with peace. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim v'chochma poteach she'arim. Baruch atah Adonai hama'ariv aravim.
Love beyond all space and time. Your love enfolds your people, Yisrael. We receive it in your teaching, your gift of Torah, sacred obligations, discipline, and law. So let us speak these teachings when we lie down and rise up, and find joy forever in your Torah and mitzvot. They are the very essence of our life, ours to ponder and study all of our days. May we always feel your love. Baruch atah Adonai ohev amo Yisrael. Blessed are you, God, who loves your people Israel.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Le'olam Va'ed. Love Adonai your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might. And these words which I command you on this day shall be in your heart, shall be in your heart. Teach them faithfully to your children. Speak of them when you sit in your house, when you walk by the way, when you lie down, and when you rise. Bind them for a sign upon your hand, that they may be a symbol between your eyes. Write them on the doorposts of your house and upon your gates, and upon your gates. Teach them faithfully to your children. Speak of them when you sit in your house, when you walk by the way, when you lie down, and when you rise. When you rise, when you rise.
Just last week in our Torah, we felt the celebration of Shabbat Shalom, where we crossed the sea and we knew that at long last we were free. And then just a few chapters later in this week's Torah portion, we will receive revelation, something no less miraculous, no less glorious than what we experienced last week. And the words of the Mi Chamocha prayer that we're about to sing are words that ring true for this moment as well. Mi Chamocha Ba'elim Adonai, who is like you among all other gods? Mi Chamocha Nidar B'Kodesh Norat Hilot Osefela, who is like you, doing all of these wonders and creating all of this majesty.
Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, norat tehilot, osei pele, osei pele. Mi chamocha ba'elim Dar b'kodesh. Each and every night as we put our children to sleep, we say these words of Hashkivenu, asking that God spread over them a Shabbat Shalom, a canopy of peace and protection. We also pray these words during our Friday night services, asking that for the entire community and for the world. It gives so much meaning to each of us when we know that we are a part of the solution, when we are a part of bringing peace and wholeness to others. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom, leshalom, ve'ha'amidenu shomreinu lechayim, ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Amen. Shelter us beneath your wings, O Adonai. Guard us from all harmful things, O Adonai. Keep us safe throughout the night, till we wake with morning's light. Teach us, God, wrong from right. Amen. 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 Baruch atah Adonai hapore sukat shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael. Ve'al Yerushalayim ve'al kol ha'amim. Ve'al Yerushalayim Shalom. Baruch atah Adonai hapore sukat shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael ve'al kol ha'amim.
We turn to the words of our Amidah, and whether we rise in body, we rise in spirit, we prepare to say the innermost words of our hearts.
Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avoteinu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, ve'Elohei Leah. Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor ve'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, ve'Konei Hakol, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן. ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע. משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר, מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישוע, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יעללוך סלע. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. כי אתה הוא מלך אדון לכל השלום. כי אתה הוא מלך אדון לכל השלום. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם, תשים לעולם.
Probably helps if I unmute, right? Hi, everyone. So on this first Friday of the month, we always have the ability to connect with one of the beautiful stories from our tradition. And today I want to tell a story about a long time ago when a group of merchants had just set sail for a very long journey, carrying all of their wonderful goods that they were hoping to sell once they got to their destination. As they settled onto the boat, they began to take out some of the goods that they had brought with them to sell. One person took out his hats that he was going to be able to sell when we got there, and everyone oohed and ahed at how beautiful they were. Another person took out all of their face masks so that they'd be able to sell those when we got there. A little bit of a more COVID-friendly version of this, right? We can't have it without face masks. I'm not going to wear it so you can actually see me throughout this, but very nice face masks. Another person took out the beautiful jewelry that they had to share with others. And everyone was oohing and ahhing about how absolutely beautiful these goods were and how successful they would be once they got to the destination. But there was another man, a man who had come onto the boat with just one small little bag. Everyone went up to him and said, "What did you bring? What is it that you have in your possession?" And the man took out his small bag, and in it was a little tiny Sefer Torah. And the people looked at it and said, "Wait a second, we brought all this beautiful goods that are worth so much, and you brought that little thing? That's worth nothing. How ridiculous." The people on the ship began to laugh and make jokes and stick their finger at him, and he just kind of went in the corner and sat there studying his Sefer Torah. A couple of days into the journey, from out of nowhere, a pirate ship appeared. And the pirates were looking for treasures to steal. And they came out onto the ship that was carrying the merchants, and the pirates found the hats and the jewelry and face masks galore. And they were able to take these goods, leaving the poor merchants with nothing. But when they went up with the man who had the Sefer Torah, they looked at it and said, "What's this? It's nothing." And they threw it back at him, saying they didn't want that at all. Well, the merchants on the boat, they saw what had happened, and they watched the man who had his Sefer Torah, and they said nothing to him, but soon they appeared at their destination. And all these merchants, all of their money, everything they had was tied up in the goods that had just been stolen. They didn't know what to do when they got to their destination. They had nothing. They had no goods. They had no money. They didn't know what to do. When they all got off the boat, the man with the Sefer Torah immediately went to go and try to find someone who could tell him where the Beit Midrash was, the place where Jews were studying. And he found this Beit Midrash and went inside, and people inside were debating all sorts of different things from the Torah. And the man sat there quietly and came up with an answer to their question. They asked some more questions, and again, this man with the Sefer Torah, he had more answers. The people in the Beit Midrash were so moved by his wisdom, by his insight, that they invited him in not only for a meal, but also to be their teacher. Then outside of the Beit Midrash, all of a sudden this man saw the other people who had come off the boat with him, flagging him down, saying, "Can you help us? We have absolutely nothing. Can you help us so that we too can have lodging, so that we too can have a good meal?" And the man said, yes, of course. He went inside the Beit Midrash and asked if the people there would be generous enough to feed them as well. And of course, they said yes. Before the merchants even finished their first course of their wonderful dinner, they realized that they had been wrong all along. They may have had wonderful hats and face masks and jewelry, but it was the quiet fellow who had the most beautiful, most valuable merchandise of all. For he had something that could go anywhere. Its value was immeasurable, and its worth was clear not just to the members of the Beit Midrash, but to anyone who looked for it and held it fast. The tiny Sefer Torah that merchants realized was indeed the most precious cargo of it all. The people on the boat may not have recognized at first just how precious our Sefer Torah, our Torah truly is. But fortunately, the Israelites in this week's Torah portion did. We hear the words of Revelation where God is calling out to everyone, and the people say, "Naaseh v'nishma," what you say we will do. We will follow these 10 commandments. We will live our lives according to the value of these 10 commandments and so many other pieces of Torah that are in our midst. For this scroll, these commandments, give us guidelines with how we can live our best lives, or how we can uplift people within our greater community and people within our worlds. Teaching us to love God with all our heart, to not worship idols, to respect God's name and observe Shabbat and honor your parents, not to murder, but to honor our spouses. Do not steal, do not lie, and do not be jealous of what others have, instead being grateful for what each of us have. At times, these are harder to do than at others, but these are helpful rules by which we can live our lives. Today, we have the opportunity to be grateful for the Torah that can give us all so much meaning and so much inspiration and guidance in our lives. And in addition, we have the opportunity to honor the people who teach Torah in our midst. Today, we honor Randi Sher. She joined us in the middle of a pandemic, never having the opportunity to step foot into our classrooms while Torah school is coming, and yet who has been able to build relationships, who has been able to create a safe and really phenomenal educational environment with our really wonderful teachers that we are blessed to have, and with our wonderful Torah school families. Tonight, there happens to be a gala that is happening all over throughout LA, the Builders of Jewish Education Gala. And we are so proud of Randi and so grateful that she is one of the recipients. And we also have some quotes from some of our Torah school families about all the good that she has brought.
And some additional quotes from her teachers. We offer these words of Kaddish de Rabbanan, a prayer that is said for our teachers at important moments and milestones. And so let us offer these words in song together. For our teachers and their students and the students of the students, we ask for peace and loving
Tov, Randi. This is a wonderful opportunity to honor you, and we hope that we have many, many, many more in the years ahead. We are so truly blessed. We move from our prayer of gratitude and thanksgiving to a prayer of healing and community coming together. Indeed, this past couple of months and truly all throughout the year has been challenging, as so many people we have loved and cared about have been in need of these prayers for healing. And so I invite you to write in the chat anyone who can use a Misha Barach prayer of healing of mind, healing of body, or healing of spirit. We're thinking about Jackie Grossman, Helen Goldberg, Morton Goldberg, Robin Gregson, Angie Harrison, Hannah McCullough, Jennifer Harrison Gomez, Barney Cohen Spiegel, Kathleen Gimlet, Scott Cohen, Richard Ambler, Paige Montenio, Beverly Alana Steinberg, Herbert Rubin, Dublin Altwater, Yisrael Yehudit, Joan Morris, Mark and Barbara Paul, Philip Ray, Bob Gold, Jeff Shaw, Ira Spector, Jerry Mednick, and Doug Hirsch. We also are offering these Misha Barach prayers for so many people in the chat. For Mitch Rosen and Tara Swall, Sam Morris, Barbara Burke, and for Dora Brooks, Yvonne Whistler and Bella, David Bernstein, Tony Weisberg, Janice and Rich Seroti, Pat Wade and Tamar Davidson, Doug Hirsch, the Brooks family, Friedman Harvey family, the Grossman family, Alon, Jody, Jordan, and Zoe Davidson, Stuart Chernikoff, Doug Hirsch, Mart Cohen, Brooks family, Ian Valley, Brand family, Pat Wade, Nicole Mean, Sunny Felberg, Susie Felberg, Josh Montgomery, Denise Valois, Ruth Ann Grossman, Sylvia Davis, Marguerite, Marty Spiegel, Daniel Page, Jennifer Hamburg-Roski, and Joanna Hamburg, Reba Skoll, Josie and Stephen Gianetto, Jack Barley, Daniela Garvito, Ruth Ann Grossman, Hannah Efron, Timothy Gill, Marty Stein, Baby Jonah, Tamar Davidson, Pat Wade, Eva Seaver, Doug Hirsch, Patrice Fink, the Hermosa Fink men, Our Country, and everyone else in need of healing, Marty Cohen Spiegel, Susan Brooks, Jan and Rich Siroti, Bob Rips, Friedman Harvey family, and Liz. And to everyone else whose names we're holding in our hearts, people who are suffering with COVID, people who just could use a prayer of uplift, let us offer our Misha Barach prayer for every single one.
Avotenu Mekor Abracha Lemotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mishe Beirach Imotenu Mekor HaBracha Lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. Baruch atah Adonai, Rofeh HaCholim. Blessed are you, God, whose healing presence is with all of those in need. And we all say, Amen.
As we have said these Misha Barach prayers, I hope that everyone in the community has felt them. I know those names, the lists that we have right now are long, but so too is the care that we offer one another every time we say this prayer for one another, every time we write down the names of people who we're thinking of. So thank you for bringing that place of sanctity. And I hope that we can feel uplifted by the love and care that's here, rather than feeling downtrodden by the amount of challenge there is right now. We have one another. We also turn to our mourner's Kaddish, our prayer for too many people who have died. And of course, I know we have in the back of our minds the people who have died this week, but who have not yet had a funeral. We will say their names next week. But right now, we are mourning the loss of Daniel Willens, Marvin Friedman, Lauren Stefanski, Helen Goodman, Robert Rockoff, Melvin Firmus, Judith Summerstein, Marion Levine, and Seymour Waterman, all who have died within the past month. We're also observing the yahrzeits of Elizabeth Abramowitz, Benjamin Back, Ethel Sally Bowden, Betty Marie Butler, Clara Cohen, Emmanuel Cohen, Ann Cooper Smith, Floyd Davis, Sally Davis, David Feiner, Anna Friedman, Daniel Fisher, Leo Fisher Frenzy, Nathan Goodman, Raphael Gottesman, Cecile Gren, Morris Grossman, Rosie Hoffnung, Eugene Jonas, Lester Jones, Isaac Kaplan, Kalman Kaplan, Jean Katowitz, Leo Rachel Kay, Benjamin Kernan, Abraham Klein, Ida Klein, Milton Klein, Gloria Kornhauser, Sylvia Kovitz, Fanny Lang, Glenn Lawrence, Johnny Lorenzo, Anna Lewis, Robert Medor, Billy Mandel, Harvey Mora, John Proud, Thomas Puchter, Betty Reese, Gerard Rode, Bernard Rosenthal, Warren Rosen, Anna Schwartz, Morris Siegel, Morris Shapiro, Fred Spector, Sarah Spector, Jacob Starts, Mortar Bruce Steinler, Esther Taus, Joseph Norman Udowitz, Cecile Bizzoni, Abraham Warrenbach, Helen Weiss, Alex Axe, and Margot Zelinka. In memory of all of these people and everyone who has no one to say Kaddish for them, I invite you to join with me in saying the words of the mourner's Kaddish. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, be'amad yivrach cherotei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayachon v'yomachon, u'b'chayei dekol beit Yisrael, ba'gala u'bizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mifarach le'olam olamei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach, v'yitpa'ar v'yitrumam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shmei dekudisha b'richu, le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechamata, damiram v'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama Rabbah min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom v'imromav, hu yaseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Zichronam livracha, may all of their memories be a blessing.
Oseh shalom bimromav, hu הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל יושבי תבל ואמרו אמן.
Amen. We come together to say our blessing as well over the challah as we prepare to go into our breakout room. So we're not going to go there quite yet. We're going to have a few announcements before we do. But for everyone who's here, because we had all of our half pint kids in our community pick up challah today if they had it. So anyone who has some challah, I invite you to join with me in saying the blessing. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lecha min haaretz v'te'avon.
Te'avon, indeed.
Right now, I just want to thank so much Gail, who was our Zoom greeter. Thank you so much for making everyone feel so welcome tonight. Yours is still baking, Olivia. Awesome. Well, you'll be able to enjoy it as soon as it's out. I also want to thank Linda, who is going to offer our announcements on behalf of the board. So Linda, please offer them for us.
Okay, I'm up. Shabbat Shalom. My name is Linda Rubin, and I am pleased to be here tonight representing the Board of Directors. I would also like to extend a big mazel tov to our wonderful educator, Randy. We are so proud of the extraordinary work you're doing for our Torah school. Thank you for your dedication and commitment to our students, families, and to our TBE community. Thank you for the opportunity this evening to share some of our upcoming services and programs. Please join us tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. for our monthly healing service for body, mind, and soul. This special service utilizes a blend of music, poetry, prayer, and meditation. Tomorrow at 5 p.m., please join Pam Tarlow for her beautiful meditation class, which explores different techniques in Jewish meditation and mindfulness. Then ending our day tomorrow at 7 p.m., we will gather together once more as Rabbi Cassie leads our Havdalah service with prayers and songs marking the end of Shabbat and ushering in the new week. Don't forget to make a reservation for Cantor Elan's Salon concert, which will take place a week from tomorrow on Saturday, February 13th at 7:30 p.m. Join us for an evening of love-filled music celebrating Valentine's weekend and benefiting Temple Bethel. I'd like to remind you to please place your orders now for Hamantashen, brought to you by our wonderful sisterhood. Orders can be placed with Barbara Brickman, and there are only 2 dates left to pick up your delicious treats before Purim. Also, it's time to place your order for our monthly challah bake. Details for both Hamantashen and challah are in our Tuesday email. We are gearing up for a wonderful Purim celebration with programs, classes, neighborhood connections, and most of all, fun. We have had an incredible response to our Mishleok Manot Purim Basket fundraiser. Thank you so much for your generosity. We are so excited to roll out this new opportunity and are beyond grateful for your participation. The last day to order Purim baskets is next Friday, the 12th. And finally, we encourage you to please participate in our Purim drive on Friday, February 19th, where you can drop off new socks and gently used blankets and sweatshirts. We are collecting with our friends from Row LA Church, who will distribute to those in need on the streets of Skid Row. The drop-off time is between 9:30 a.m. and noon on Friday, February 19th in the TBE parking lot. This is the same date that you will be picking up your delicious hamantaschen and halot orders. If you would like to participate in any of the above events but are unable to drive, please reach out to Carrie in the TBE office and we will coordinate items to be delivered for you. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you so much, Linda. And we do indeed have so much going on here at TBE, and we hope that you'll take part in a lot of it. You might have noticed in the chat a few minutes ago, one of our Torah School students wrote, "Are we doing breakout rooms? I love breakout rooms." And we hope that you too love breakout rooms, because this is your opportunity to go to them. We're going to be opening rooms in just a moment. You'll be whisked away. And Cantor, are you doing it or am I?
I've got it, Rabbi.
All right, awesome.
All right, everyone, please enjoy your Oneg Shabbat together. Shabbat Shalom.